Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today is another day on our reselling journey. Today is currently Monday, and over the weekend we had a decent number of sales roll in, so we need to get those packed up and shipped out. I actually think I have like 20 or 30 items going out today, so I need to get busy. So here are the first few items that ended up selling for me. The first one is this Roughwear safety harness for in a car. This one ended up selling for $65. A Roughwear Quincy jacket, which sold for 50 bucks. A little 8-pack of Chic Hydro 5 razors sold for 13 bucks. A Nat Geo DVD, which sold for $25. A really clean pair of Nike Metcons. These actually sold really quickly, and they sold for 45. And a pair of Birdwell beach breeches. If you don't know this brand right here, I just learned it myself, and it is a great bolo. I sold both of the pairs that I ended up picking up. This pair sold for 50 bucks, and the other pair that I sold for 65. So be on the lookout for this brand. Next, I have some items that I literally just picked up this weekend and sold this weekend. We got that Wayne Manor playset up there. This actually sold in under 24 hours. I picked it up at that sale with a bunch of other bulk stuff like the Lord of the Rings and the Batman figures. This playset sold for 65 bucks. Oh, and right over next to it right here, sold one of the Batman color forms for 20 bucks. I actually think that the color form sale might have come from a viewer. I'm not 100% sure. They didn't leave me a note or send me a message or anything on eBay, but I did get a comment on the YouTube video saying, hey, I love those color form things, and then a few minutes later, one of them ended up selling. So Stacy, if you are a viewer here, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. But I know for sure this next item sold to a viewer. This is a pair of Tory Burch glasses, really nice pair of Tory Burch glasses, and this sold to a viewer named Desiree. Desiree, thank you for the sale. I appreciate all the support, and I hope you end up liking the glasses. They're pretty cool. Moving on, we got some of these old N64 game manuals going out. I just have to sort through them really quickly. Alright, we got Doom 64 right here, which sold for 25, and then Mischief Makers, which sold for 35. Okay, it's taking a little long to pull and film stuff at the same time, so I'm going to pull everything and I'll show you here just in a second. Okay, here's those last few items. A Nintendo Game Boy Pocket. This one was 4 parts. It didn't work. You can see it's missing the screen and it just doesn't turn on. Sold for 30 bucks. A brand new Pokemon Power Tin sold for 20. Golf stuff is really hot right now. It's moving super quickly. This Masters Collection 1/4 zip jacket sold for $35. A waterproof case for an SLR camera sold for $30. An iPod Classic for $50. This Skip Hop Travel Mobile for babies sold for $35 on Amazon. And I think this is the only video game going out today. It's Fossil Fighters on the Nintendo DS, sold for 35 bucks. Also on Amazon, 2 more of those grout fillers sold for 30 bucks each. I got these for clearance price of $5 at Home Depot. And finally, a bag full of Star Wars minifigures sold for $35 at auction. All right, here's everything that we ended up just pulling. All this stuff now needs to get packed up and shipped out. I actually think I'm going to show you guys how I pack up and ship some of this stuff. Packing and shipping is probably one of the most common questions that I get here on my YouTube channel, so I'll show you how I do some of this stuff. So the majority of stuff that I have to ship out today is actually pretty straightforward and simple to ship. For clothing items like these Birdwell swim trunks right here, I just take a normal little poly bag and slip it right inside. Easy as that. And I'll do that same thing for things like the dog vest or the jacket or the Valentino things. Pretty much anything fabric that doesn't need a ton of protection, I just go ahead and slip into a normal poly mailer. By the way, all the shipping supplies that I have and that I actually use, like these poly mailers and stuff, are linked down in the description of this video if you guys want to check them out yourself. Now for some of the smaller stuff that needs a little bit more protection, I'll use these little craft bubble mailers. They're just the envelopes with the padding on the inside, and stuff that can go in here like the DVDs will fit in there, the Chic Hydros will fit in there, the Pokemon tin, the Legos, all that kind of stuff can get sent out in one of these, no problem. I'm actually also going to send out the 2 N64 manuals in one of these bubble mailers as well, but before I do that, I want to sandwich these between a couple pieces of cardboard just so that it's more rigid and the pamphlets themselves won't get bent. So here I just have some scrap cardboard from an old Amazon box. I'm just going to take the pamphlet, put it right there in the middle, fold it up, and then I'll tape it shut, and it's ready to go, shipped out in one of these. Put it right inside. Then for some of the other stuff like the Skip Hop Mobile right here, or the camera pack, or the Batman color forms and stuff, I'll probably just find a box that will fit the item, throw some bubble padding in there, and tape it up, call it a day. Also, you might have noticed this box has been used before. I reuse boxes whenever I can. It's just It's just more efficient and environmentally friendly. Then as a quick note real fast, anything that's liquid like this grout stuff right here, I'm going to put in a clear poly bag before I put it in the box, just in case it ends up spilling. It shouldn't spill, but just in case it's inside a bag and doesn't leak all over the box. And then lastly, for bigger items like this Batman playset, it is pretty durable and everything. What I'll probably end up doing is just wrapping a bunch of bubble wrap around this guy, finding a box that's big enough to fit him, and then make sure it's tight and snug in that box so it's not rattling around a ton. But this is pretty durable, so it doesn't need too much protection. I'll just give it some extra layers and make sure it's not moving. Hopefully some of you found that a little bit useful. I know shipping is probably the most daunting part when it comes to eBay because there's so many different services and packing your items, and there's just all kinds of stuff to learn when it comes to shipping. But trust me, just get in there and do it. It's the best way to learn, but hopefully some of those little tips helped you out. Okay, now that that's taken care of, I'm going to get this out to the post office and do a little thrifting. Okay, I just pulled up at the Peppermint Pig Thrift and Gift. This is like one of my favorite thrift shops here in Cincinnati. This is actually the shop where I made my biggest thrift store purchase ever. I spent $4 grand in a single trip here at this store. Link will be up top right now if you guys want to check out that video. But this is also the thrift shop that donates 100% of their profits back to helping animals. So I love shopping here and I love supporting this local thrift store. If you're ever in Cincinnati, come by and check it out. Let's see what we get today. So over here in the men's section with the ties, I saw this little bin sitting down at the bottom of ones, and I ended up pulling these ones out. I got 2 Donald Trump ties and 2 Rush Limbaugh ties. I've never sold the Rush Limbaugh ones, but I just looked up comps and it looks like they're going anywhere between like 20 and 60 bucks. So I'm gonna do some research, see where these ones fall, but I'm only gonna be paying $1.50 a piece. So I'm gonna grab all those. All right, we're leaving Peppermint Pig. Didn't pick up much, just got those 4 ties. Not a huge score, but hey, that's fine with me. I'll take it. There's another thrift store right down the street. Let's go check it out. All right, I decided to make a quick little pit stop at Half Price Books since I haven't been since we've been back. So hopefully we'll be able to find some arbitrage here. Let's see. Just got done looking through all the game guides and I'm going to be picking up 7 of them. I'll show you guys all the ones I ended up picking up later. There's some good ones in there. Guys, I am really happy with that stop. Let me show you what we got. Okay, so we just left Half Price Books and I gotta say, that was completely worth the stop. I ended up spending $84.28 on stuff in there. Originally, I went in just to scan the sealed board games, but some other stuff caught my eye. I'm gonna let my phone charge for a little bit and go get food and stuff. Then I'm gonna come back and scan the rest of those and see if we can't score any more, because that one was crazy. So maybe there's a second thing in there like that. You know what the craziest part about finding that magazine is? That Half Price Books is right there, and then just a few doors down right over here is a privately owned used game store that's local here in Cincinnati. And they have some really rare stuff in there. I'm talking like Turbo Graphics games, brand new in the box NES games and stuff. So they would definitely be able to spot something like that. And it was just a few doors down. So I snagged it out right from under them. All right, let's see how round 2 goes. Guys, in that quick time I went to charge my phone, they put out more strategy guides. Look at this. I just went through these again and picked up these ones. And my phone died again. I got 2 more bags full of game guides. What a stop. I just spent like another 200 bucks on video game guides. Might be a little much to be spending, but I really think I can make some good profit on this stuff. And a lot of this stuff is like really rare game guides, so I decided to pay up for a lot of them. But I think I know some collectors here locally that I'll be able to move them to probably within a week, at least some of them. And the other ones will go up on eBay, but we got some rare stuff. We got some pretty expensive stuff. And I'm excited to show you guys. I'll show you everything that I ended up buying there at that Half Price Books when I get home. I think I'm just gonna skip the thrift store. Okay, it's the next day now, and I'm going to take you through all of those video game guides that I ended up getting yesterday. That was a crazy haul, and I am super happy with some of those guides. There are some pretty rare ones in there, and I'm excited to show you. I ended up spending just over $280 at the Half Price Books to get all of these guides, and we ended up getting 23 guides is how many I ended up picking up, and let me tell you, I think one of them will be close to paying for the entire stack. So now I'm going to take you through, show you exactly what I ended up picking up. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly just so I don't spend a bunch of time on this, but I'm going to tell you what the item is and how much I expect it to go for. And I guess we'll start off with the best one first. What a better way to start this off. I had no idea this guide was worth this much until I looked it up. Dragon Quest V. I knew the game was worth a decent amount of money, but I had no idea that the guidebook went for this much. There's 1 or 2 sold comps, both of them sold over 225 bucks. The latest one sold for right around $250. There are currently 5 listed on eBay, each of them over 200 bucks. So this guy right here is in pretty clean condition compared to some of the other ones. So I think I'm going to shoot for more around the $250 mark on this guy. What an amazing score right there. Next, we got a Final Fantasy guide. This one right here is going for right around 35 bucks. I got 2 of the Zelda Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages guidebooks. Each of these looks like they're going for about 30. So this guidebook right here is the reason I ended up going through all of the guides there. This one caught my eye because I just shipped out the other N64 game, the Majora's Mask guidebook, like yesterday. And this one right here is the Ocarina of Time guidebook. It's the perfect guide, and it looks like it's going for right around $35. Then we've got the Aiden Chronicles. Looks like it'll go between 25 and 30. This one right here is kind of a wild card. It's Tales of Symphonia, and the comps were kind of all over the place. They were ranging anywhere from like 25 bucks all the way up to 75 bucks. So we'll see where this one ends up going, but it could end up being a really good one. Then we got Baldur's Gate 2, should go for 35 bucks. Wild Arms 2, 35 bucks. The sequel, Wild Arms 3, should go between 35 and 50 bucks. Here's another really good one. Thousand Arms. This game is really rare, so when I saw that guidebook, I figured it was going to be worth something. I ended up looking it up, and it looks like it's going between 75 and 100 bucks, and this copy is really, really clean. I gotta get the rest of that sticker off up there, but I'm going to try and sell that more towards the high end. Next. Here's Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door. Should go between 35 and 50. I just mentioned earlier how I shipped out one of the Zelda Majora's Mask guidebooks the other day. That one was a perfect guide. This one is a different kind, and it looks like it's going for right around 40 bucks. Here's another pretty good one, and it's really, really clean. This is Legend of Mana, and it's going between $60 and $80. Then we've got Phantasy Star Zero. The comps were all over the place on this one too because it doesn't sell very frequently. The comps were anywhere between 40 and 90. From that same series, Phantasy Star Online, and this one should go between 60 and 90. The next two were pretty cool to see. This one is Breath of Fire. It's the Prima Secrets Edition. This one's not worth a ton, and it's in a little bit of rough shape, but it still should go for right around 35 bucks. And then its sequel, Breath of Fire 2, and this one should go between 60 and 75. Xenosaga 2 should go for around $35. I think this one is the second best out of all of these ones, and I had never played this game before, but it's Suikoden or Suikoden 2, and it looks like comps, they were kind of all over the place. There was only a very few select comps to even look at because it is a rare guide, and it should be going between $100 to $200. Again, this one is pretty clean, so I'm probably going to shoot for above $150 on this. Man, I did get quite a few of these books, didn't I? Another pretty cool one right here. This is Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. And this one right here is a decently rare one, and it should go between 60 and 100. Sorry, I had to look at my cheat sheet right there. And we got Final Fantasy Origins, should go for around 30. And the final guidebook that I ended up picking up at Half Price Books was Chrono Cross. This is a great game. If you've never played this game, I definitely recommend checking it out. But this book right here should go between 50 and 60. And then I also picked up one board game, which is what I originally went into the store to look for. Cranium. This is a fairly common game. I find it pretty often and sell it over on Amazon. This one's brand new seal. You can see I paid $14.99 for it. It sells for right around $50 on Amazon, so after fees and shipping and everything, I should make about 20 to 25 bucks on this guy. So I am really happy with how those finds ended up going. I definitely was not expecting to walk into Half Price Books and find all of these game guides out there. I was expecting to find maybe a board game or two like I normally find up there, maybe a video game here and there, but I was not expecting all of these video game guides, but I couldn't be happier. I think it was a good buy, and it's some of my favorite stuff to find. I love finding video game related stuff and toy related stuff. This stuff right here is pure nostalgia for me, and it's kind of how I started my reselling business in the first place with video game related stuff, so this is the kind of stuff that I love to find. So overall, I definitely think that it was $280 well spent, especially considering that Dragon Quest here will sell for hopefully around $250 by itself, and then the rest is pretty much all profit after that. I think it was a great little stop. This just goes to show you can't be afraid to pay up on some stuff on these books. I was paying between like $7 all the way up to, I think the most expensive one was like a $25 book. So I did pay up for some of them, but the profit at the end of the day is going to be completely worth it. So this video definitely took a turn, an unexpected turn. I wasn't expecting to find a huge thrift score this time because I only planned on stopping in at a few stores, but I will take a large haul if I can get it, especially one that's this valuable and this cool. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, take a second, hit that like button for me. It does help my videos out, helps them rank better in the search rankings. Also, if you don't mind subscribing to my channel, if you want to see more content like this, that would be great too. It'll keep you up to date whenever I drop a new video. Otherwise, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, keep on treasure hunting. Peace.